Hello, everyone. Hello, Katie here. And this week, I'm definitely going to stay in this Sterling Ink Complete. I wasn't sure what I would do. I wasn't sure how this week would go. So I thought I would report back a little bit. And I'm also entering beginning of school. Clients are ramping up. Projects are going on. There's a lot going on this week. So I am kind of glad that I switched last week because it gave me a little time to be in here. And so here's kind of the, this is today. I'm filming this right before I'm posting it because it's been, that kind of a week. But I didn't write much for Saturday. I took some time off. Midweek, it got a little, it got a lot. There was a lot going on. I didn't write much on Tuesday. That's interesting. I thought I did. So I really have been appreciating having a daily to-do list, or at least a daily to-done list. It's showing me that I am getting things done. I'm not going to be journaling in here, at least not right now. I can't rule out anything. That's the thing. It's I do like to journal. I don't have a place to do it right now because I kind of do. No, that's a lie. I have my hours journal that I definitely put a lot of memorabilia stuff in here. This I share over on my Patreon. I don't share it here because there's some family stuff in there. So yes, no, but I'm not writing a long bit. There's mainly ephemera, photos, stickers, stuff from local newspapers like that, just to kind of, and it really helps me understand how the passage of time is working. It blocks out a week and goes, oh, this is what happened. That was really memorable, really salient memories. And I do miss writing a few sentences. That was my 5-year journal here, and I've had to take a break from it. I did want a Sterling Ink 5-year journal, but I was going to be after that one. And now that I've taken a pretty good break from it, I don't know. I don't know what's happening with that. So that's okay. Everything can be on pause for that. And what is helping here is to really go over the vertical here. There's no way I could have a horizontal along with this. That would be way too much. But I'm really surprised that the dailies are working. I'm not treating this because right now I feel kind of temporarily in this. My Faded Chronicles all set up. I have projects going on. I have quarterly goals going on. I don't have any of that in here. Let's see. Yeah, I could transfer them over. I don't think it'd be too hard to just transfer these. But also, this is an academic, so this is actually 2027. So it's actually, this is my cycle tracking that I could just start. And then this would be the quarter that I'm in right now. And I would just have to transfer this one. And I could put the little stickers here. So that wouldn't be hard, but that's if I'm going to stay in here. So let's see. And I think I put, some June stuff in here. I just wanted to see where those things landed. And then you go to July. I put a few things in. Again, it's just very, very bare bones, but that is what I need right now. I am also realizing even these really large stickers, it doesn't fill up much space, which is fine. I like a lot of white space around things, a lot of just, space on the page. Yeah, it just kind of helps calm my mind a little bit. So I am first going to, well, which am I going to do first? I used to highlight the top almost all the time in the Faded Chronicle. I have this one because I did grab this kit. Now this is from 23. Oh, and then I wanted to use these up. These are not very special in terms of like, I need to keep them around. So, but it was quite a few, like even there's an August thing here and we're ending August. So, you know, I'm trying not to be precious, and that's what I'm referring to like a bunch of old videos here. That's why I, you know, doing this project where it's, you know, using old stickers and putting them in an old book and just playing around with layouts. This has really helped me be not so precious. So I felt like I could just grab all of these here and go, oh, I do have a lot of space. Now I'm understanding like why the sticker kits are so big, because in a complete, it would make sense. And I know a lot of people are worried when they first got the complete at the beginning of the year or at the end of last year, is like, how much can this binding hold? And I know constructive wise, like it can hold a bit. I'm also not carrying this anywhere. This is staying at home, so I'm not too worried about it. I can definitely see like a week of just not using any stickers and just writing. Like it's very utilitarian to me, but I also feel like I want to use some of these. So I wanted to use these on the dailies. I know this is up here, but I kind of wanted to either put it here or here. Let's see. I'm just going to start there because I don't know what I'm going to highlight. I don't think it's going to be, I don't know what it's going to be. Do I want to cover the 26 part? Probably not, because it does anchor in going, oh, this is, like, do I want that? I can't do it over here though, can I? Let's see. I'm thinking of putting it underneath the actual date over here. Let's try that this week. I don't have many of these stickers anymore. I've used a ton of them, and I'm trying to remember if she makes them anymore. She has made some adjustments to sticker packs. So yeah, I'm just going to start with this. I'm not going to, I could see in the future like sectioning this off or something, or definitely drawing a line there. I'll show you in a moment here what my philosophy is with things here, at least what's working. I feel like just having a little bit of these stickers on the day of the week, it's just a little something. Not being precious. That's the biggest thing is I brought a lot of supplies from the US. I want to use them. And I can't really order a ton from the US anymore, although I'll find, I'm still in the process of finding some new suppliers here. I am. So this is done. And let's see, at the end of this week, oh, I glued it. That's right. That's right. There's like this little Monday that's hanging out here for a daily. That's going to be interesting. So going into September, I'm pretty sure I want to like put some upcoming things on here. And then there's 2 blank pages. Interesting. Okay, because I haven't done like a month rollover yet. This is my first time in a complete. I mean, I used to have a vertical. I'm very familiar with this layout. I had a vertical for a couple years in Sterling ink, and I'm trying to think here. So since it starts, I forgot to make sure my video doesn't go turn off on my computer. So it starts on a Tuesday. Is there... There's 2 here. Okay. And then it goes on. You know what? I think I'll put the Monday here next week because it actually is on the same side. I'm not too worried about like having the Monday in order. I just need a space next week. So yeah, that'll be next week. Okay. I was wondering just how that would work. And then if we go to the weekly here, I think I'm going to highlight areas. I quickly just put these in, but so they're not like written very nicely, but I need to put in, oh, that is totally incorrect. Okay. I was like, wait a minute, that's not right. Okay. So here is the client meeting, 10:45 is my last Cairo. And so I'm going to be there for a while. And I put little dots for the bus. So, did I just mess that up? I'm looking for, oh, I was going to say I'm looking for a pencil board. Let's put this underneath. I think I need to erase these before. I need to put my son's schedule in first because that's more complicated. Okay. And I still do that like it's a pencil. And I've used erasable pens for what, 4 or 5 years now? So let's see. I have his schedule here off screen. So he has, now it's on the lines again. This is what I was talking about last time is, yeah, so no, I don't want to do that. I want to use this line. Okay. And yeah, I stick my thumb out weird when I write. I feel kind of weak in this part, so I'm restabilizing, and that's why I do that. And also my joints are flexible, so. Okay, so he is going till 13. Okay, let me fill out his schedule and I'll be right back. Okay, so I put these in and I had to remember I like to put little dots where they are and it helps me draw the lines. Like, that's what I'm trying to work out here. I haven't been in a Sterling ink vertical for 2 years now. I mean, I have my business one. Again, that's another video. So, but in there, I'm like really loosely jotting down things. I'm not being as precise. So I do want to put, then I do client. And that line got a little wonky. Trying to freehand it. There we go. A little better. Okay, and then I have a 10:45. That's here. That's going to go for a little while. And then the bus. Okay, and I'll put, and then here we're going to see my client was sick, and so I was hoping they were feeling better. So we'll see. And what else? What else on here? That's the main part. Hello. I need my, okay. There is another thing going on. Wow. Okay, I'm going to put that on later, but my husband's going to be home tomorrow. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else. There is a lunar eclipse on Friday morning. We do have a later start date here, but like at 6 a.m. we might be able to see it because it's going into the 8 and 9 o'clock hour there. It's a full moon lunar eclipse. We did see this solar eclipse. So this helps a ton to see what those times are. Let's see. Are we doing stickers yet? So I'll probably, yeah, I think I'll put the stickers down next. Now here's the other thing I just realized when I picked up this whole kit. I thought these were just regular stripes. These are from August of 23. And let me get my camera up here. If you can see those little lines there, these are actually shorter chunks. She used to do them, like I believe this is the width, I'll just try to see here, of the A5 here. And then I'm not sure if at the time the B6 was the same. These are some longer ones, but like here's a couple, there's a short one here and a short one here. It's really subtle. They're just cut marks right now. And so it's not like I can do a nice long, and there's a little bit of long ones in there, but I mainly wanted to see, okay, what does this fit? Okay. So it kind of fits in between here. And it fits a square. I kind of want to do it in between. Like that. Use this up. Use this up. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to see. You can still see the numbers. I'm wondering if this would fit a B6, but then also in between an A5. I mean, I don't know what she was designing for at the time. It's now 3 years ago? I guess it seems like it was longer ago. Longer? I'm trying to remember if my first Sterling ink was, I have no idea. My brain's a little full right now, so I'd have to check. But this is working. This is working. We just need, it was either this or use a highlighter. Is there 7 of these? That's my biggest question. Yeah, she made 9. Oh, no, she made 4 times 3, so there's 12 here. So maybe I can use these elsewhere. Like I want this to be kind of constructed and this to feel a little bit more loose. So, and then I still need to put here a, let me do that now. Last time, I just kind of winged it here. And I'll just go to about here. To make my tracker, and then I did like a Monday. And I like how much room that took up on this side, but I had made it too close to this line. So I'm gonna pull it back here. I can kind of see the numbers of the vertical. Is that the vertical I glued? Yeah, it is. It's the vertical I glued. So I'm actually gonna put like hair because I wash every 5 days. I have curly hair, so I can get away with it. But sometimes I don't know when those 5 days are. So let's see, what else did I put? So I wash my hair tonight, so it would be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'll put circles where I know there's opportunities to do these things. Stretch. I found some new stretches, so I'm kind of excited about that. And my last chiro tomorrow, I think, is going to recommend some stretches. I've been seeing them since November, so but I haven't gone much lately at all. Let's see. Where my food plan? And you know what? I'm going to take journal off because that's not helping. I am balancing every day now because I love my spreadsheets. I was kind of in the I need to avoid this for a while because I wasn't keeping up with my spreadsheets, but it's just so much simpler here. Like I'm tracking so much less and it's all set up correctly now. And now I'm like, yeah, I'll do it every day. But that's what I want to get to doing with my Dutch as well. Is like, yay, I really like this. And I want to, now it doesn't mean it's not hard. There's going to be hard spots with a lot of things. But I want to take the pressure. Oh, I did this. And you know what? That's okay. We're going to, the walk is there. I'm going to move the water one down. And that's the flexibility. So that's all correct. I was just one off there. And then I'm trying to see if there's anything else I want to track this week. Because I know I believe it's called the Alistair method, where you put your to-do items and then you show like what day of the week you get them done. I think that would be a little detrimental for my brain, because I would see like the line as procrastinating. It's like, oh, I waited 5 days to do that. No offense to anyone. I love how it looks. I love how there's like a to-do item and stretched and maybe X's and check marks, and I love that kind of stuff. But for me, I have a demand avoidance, and so it helps me more to have a list here and see what I push off. I think that's what's working with the daily, is that I can ignore this and I'm not paying attention to how much I'm procrastinating. I mean, I'll feel that I'm writing something over and over again, but I don't have this like tracker, because if I look back at this week, I don't know which day I was going to do certain things, but I do see that, oh, there were some things here I wanted to get done. And a lot of these are for, I'm starting off this week with. But I don't see that like, oh, I moved it to here and I moved it to here again. It's not something on my radar. So there's that. And I'm trying to decide right now, like, how I'm going to have, there is a timeline here. I was going to just write my son's school here and have this for my timeline. But I think I still need to see how these overlap. Like, I think that's the nature of, I'm going to just write it for the first one, and then I'm going to decide as the week progresses. I'm not going to write that evening appointment because I'm not sure. So we're going to wake up at 6 because this is an early day. And trying to, like, I'm making new templates here, and I'm trying new things, and so that's why I don't want to write it on everything. I want to see how this goes tomorrow. And what I was mentioning earlier is I am using this middle dot, and then like from the moment I wake up here, and that's where I'm starting my to-do list, and I'm just doing like every two lines, two squares, and writing my to-do list here, and it just kind of is nice that it lines up that way. I mean, this is a little wonky, but it gives me enough room to have on this side, and it just kind of, I don't know, it's feeling good. So what else? And it may be, because I'm also a little overwhelmed with like, oh, do I have to decorate all these dailies in here? But let's put some stickers down. Let's, I mean, I have a lot here. I have all of these. These are the corners. This is the long strip. I could put that there. I usually put this on the monthly, and I could actually, maybe I'll do that because I don't really have anything for the month here. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. Again, I feel like I'm moving in. So there are some of these. There's some of these for the corners. And let's... So I'm going to put the weather down here, and I might track a little bit more here. So the only thing I can put big is maybe in this area. And I think this will be down and out of the way a little bit more. Whoops. Let's see if this comes up. And as I've talked about in my, oops, it's kind of tearing off here. Oh, please, please, please. Might have a casualty. Oh, I think I saved it. If you stick it to your skin, it just does a lot better. Get some of my DNA in my book. Why not? Anyone else in true crime, because I am a big true crime junkie. And yeah, I guess that's all I'll say, because I don't need to go into that right now. But yeah, if you stick it to yourself, it really does help. I'll put it, I don't use the page numbers at all. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I don't have like enough for every single day, but there's, again, I'm trying not to be precious. We're just using up what we can. Oh, I could do like this kind of on the side. I'll put it a little higher. If you are into true crime, I would love to hear what podcast you enjoy, because I got quite a few. Lately, I've been getting into some missing persons cases. Sometimes I can't watch those because they don't have an ending. It's hard for my brain to wrap around. But I don't know, some of them I've been enjoying some more, especially there's a guy in the Pacific Northwest, The Missing Enigma, I've been watching. I'm kind of caught up on his stuff though. Kaylin Moore, Heart Starts Pounding is what I've been. So that's more, yeah, it's not purely true crime, but it's also just kind of spooky stuff too. But I've been enjoying catching up on hers. Like when I say catching up, I'm like backlog, going through the backlog. Of course, my favorite murder. Been murderino since about maybe a year in since they started. It was, I think I caught them about a year after they started. This one, there is already this part there, but I'm thinking like this here. See, if I put this here, I could put something else here. Now, I still haven't drawn my card for the week. Let me drink some water. Okay, so I think I'll put my card here. I like having like this back reference. It just, it's going to get to me when, let's see if she does it. Nope, that was an even one. I think, wait, what day of the week was that? Wednesday. Wait. So it starts on a Thursday? You know what? I think she's gonna fix all of that. I think she's about to announce, and I say she, and I mean her team, I think they're gonna put them in the dailies in per week, like have a full week after the week. It makes more sense. It doesn't need to be dailies per month. Like that, I think, I understand why. I understand why she was kind of doing that, but I don't think it's necessary. But speaking of Sterling Ink stuff, I think I want to put this. Which way is this orient? So on this last one, she has it kind of going up like this, which is actually kind of nice. I think I want to do that here. Or down. Actually, this feels a little better. Okay. Talking Sterling Ink stuff. She is in the middle of most announcements. I think most of the things that have come out by now are like the bulk. She's going to be talking colors soon next week. I don't think she announces anything this coming week. She introduced the Flex in a TN, which is much like my food planning. I need to do a whole separate video on that. Because people are asking, how do you use this? And I already ordered this year's. I have 2026 inserts that I'm just going to renumber because, I've talked about like the import fees, custom fees on my last July 4th when a lot of things were on discount. This was on discount. This is how I got this one for like 30 something dollars. Not even euros, dollars. The academics were on sale and a bunch of other things, but it cost €46 just to import, and I paid VAT on top of that. And so I talked back and forth with customer service a lot. I don't think they were quite understanding what was happening and how much they could control. And I talked to Faded Chronicle, and I'm looking into like what other people are doing. And most people, well, I don't know what most people are doing. Let me not speak for that. I do know certain companies are saying like if it's a planner they'll count like inserts or planner, they'll say there's 5. It'll say times 5, and it'll just be one line on the customs form. Whereas Sterling Inc. listed every single SKU. Now they're working on it. They're trying to find a resolve for this because I don't think they thought they could do anything about it. And so it's unresolved. So I don't know what they're going to be doing, but I've talked about it here on my channel a bit and wanted to just kind of give a little update that they're looking into it much more seriously now, because a lot of people in the next launch here, and this is perfect timing for them to fix it if they can. They may not be able to. It depends on their software. It depends on how everything's set up. So I can't say what they're doing at all because I have no idea. But they are trying to see what they can do. So that gives me some hope. Actually, I think I could write around things here. So even if things get a little long there. So it gives me hope, but at this point, like as of right now, I should use these. I can't order anything from Sterling Inc. Because it's just going to be way too expensive. Like if I ordered one sticker from them and say shipping's free for some reason, that most of their stickers are $3 or $4 or something like that, and then you add the VAT on top of that, which is about 20%, technically 21, and to import that one sticker would be €3 plus €10 on top of that to just process, because that's what the Netherlands is doing, and the EU all has different processing fees. There, that one's used up. So ours happens to be €10. I think Ireland is €6, like it's a little less. So that's per country. So that's whatever they want to do. I think I'm going to put this up here. But so I don't know what other countries are. If you are in another country and you know, please share. I know some people, are in different countries here. And I have no idea what Australia is doing for much of this or anything like that. So I'm kind of putting these here knowing that there's going to be a line of to-do items. Whether it stretches all the way down, I don't know. But I'm trying to use like a little bit of... This is just odd shape here. What can I do? I want to use some bigger ones here. These are very small. Anyway, I don't know what everyone's doing. Oh, this is pretty big. I might use this all on the monthly. So this first. So here. I kind of feel it should go this way. This kind of feels a little upside down, but if we put it this way, no, I guess that feels better. Yeah, I have not written anything in here. What I'm questioning is like, and I do need to put this on my skin because this one can be hard to place, as you've seen. Let's see. Oh, okay. As you've seen me put these down in my project, I do still want to see days of the week, though. In my Sterling Inc. project. So I put it to this side. Oh, and it's going to cover up that part, but that's okay. That's okay. And then I actually could put one of these on. I didn't think I'd be doing monthly for a month that is almost past, but that's kind of what is happening here. And I could put this here. I think I'm going to put some other stickers down here, so. Watch, this makes me want to get future kits. No, 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 no. That's what I'm trying to explain is like, it would cost, let's see, we're talking like 20 euro for one sticker. I mean, I understand when you ship something all by itself, but I'm saying like if there was no shipping fee, that the import fee is as much as the sticker itself. 3 euro to about $4 or $5, $4. It's not exact, but you know what I mean here. Let's see. Should have swapped these, I guess. It's okay, they're already stuck. I can't really do much once they're stuck down in there. I want to put something here. Kind of bridge that gap, which this is perfect for. There we go. So that feels kind of solid there. And just mark that for like the beginning and the end here. Okay, so and I could put something down here. I don't think I want any of these. So if I look at this, see how it kind of like, it's kind of cool to do like an appointment that way, where it is, I think these were kind of for the B6. Do I have an important appointment here? Well, no, I'll have to backdate that, I think. I'm going to leave these stripes around and see what I do. But that's nice. That's really nice. So that kind of feels like I'm moving in. And maybe that's what's happening here. So I'm just thinking like I could also put like the August sticker here or here for like that part. It's okay if I could backdate just slightly on these. I mean, there's July in here and I didn't even touch any of July, so I'm not worried about it too much. What I am missing and what I need to do is put in the tabs, because I'm doing a lot of flipping around here. And the tabs would help a lot. I mean, this will help for the day and the week, but the month, I just need month tabs in here. That's what I need. Okay, so I have tomorrow. I feel like I just want a little bit more. Let's see. Put this in the middle here and right around it a little bit. Kind of doing the similar things here. Let's see. This is here. Thinking. I feel like it's a little too straight, so I'm trying to, well, I'm doing that. That's what's happening. This is also helping. This is Sunday. Okay. It's the next week. It's this hanging Monday thing here. Which, you know, so I guess I'll glue this page, these 2 pages as well. And as I talked about, just put that Monday. So there's September 6th, has August 31st here, and then my weekly. Yeah, that's what I'll do. We're working with it. We're working with it here. So I am trying to like use this one up. But I also have this too. Actually, I'm going to stop there on those because I'm thinking these August pages, it might be just, so what this book is helping me realize is how much I've gotten done. And so that's kind of the summary here is I need to acknowledge like I am getting a lot done. And because I always feel, and I just heard this and I don't know how true it is, but that anxiety is you're always kind of living in the future, and depression, you're kind of living in the past. And I can see how that definitely, it feels like that. I'm trying to think where I want to put this. There we go. Yeah, so that's gone. And I think what I want to do here is kind of sum up August, kind of give a summary, because I haven't done that for a while. And I might use these little guys and some structure with these of wrapping up the month, thinking about August, closing it down. Sorry, I bumped the mic. So yeah, I think I want to keep those for that. And I'm constantly planning in the future. I am. I'm just, okay, I just realized I need to do weather. I have so much to do today. It's not even funny. I really took yesterday off. I was just, there was so much going on. So my brain got a little fried. We have a thunderstorm coming through. There's like hot weather on Thursday, and then it like crashes into another thunderstorm. And that's kind of how things have been going this last summer. Yeah, pretty much most of the summer. I'm not as used to that because in the Pacific Northwest, you don't get the clashes as much. You get these convergent zones. And so there'll be like a dump of rain or a dump of hail or dump of snow in pockets. But here, because everything's so flat, it's like you see these rolling thunderstorms, and it's a lot more like the East Coast. So my husband says, because he grew up on the East Coast. So I want to put, starting Monday, I want this to be a little bit easier to read. So let me see. 12 is pretty cold at night. But I welcome it. I am a little warm. So I'm thinking like that. And the last one I wrote, it was kind of all spread out at the bottom. So let me just stack them here. I need to see the percentage to see if it's going to rain. But I do also need to see the high-low, and I really like this here. So let me fill this in, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I finished those, and I also found that starting Thursday into Friday, we have like 3.3 millimeters of rain. That's not much, but then it's 21 millimeters, so 2 centimeters, 1.9 centimeters. About a centimeter. So There's a lot of rain moving in. I wanted to see how much that actually was. But I love the vertical. I could end up putting it on the line so it feels like it's on the line in the future. But again, changing the template slowly. I think I'm lining it up like to here. So that feels okay. But I love that there aren't lines in between here, because that's what the Faded Chronicle has, and that's what I've needed to like. I just need to break out of those. So I could transfer like this information every day, put it somewhere up here so that I have that. And yeah, I think I'll go through and put the rest of my son's schedule. I know this is a little long, which is why I'm kind of summing this up here. Oh, my card. I'm trying to think if I need to pull a new card. I think so. Let's do that now. So for the last week I had this one, and it definitely is serving me, and often I keep the card around for multiple weeks if it's, you know, really helping. But I think I also need to kind of mix up the energy into this new week here. So usually I just kind of put it in there so it's kind of in the middle. This popped out. That popped out. So usually when that happens, I just go with it. So 2 of candles here. Okay, how will you balance your passions now? Stay put or chase something new? And that's definitely what I'm dealing with right now. I never really thought of myself as a multi-hyphenate. You know, there's just a lot of different things I love to do. I love to organize and plan, and also navigate the emotional sides of that, but also graphics and web design and all that kind of stuff. And so I have a lot of those different things set up. It's just, where do I focus my time with those? And in essence, I just want to do a little bit of each. I went to school and my degree was in multimedia. It was a little drawing, a little audio video, it's a little, what else did I do? Typography, drawing, business management, and like there's just so many different things, and it lent itself well to web design because you do a lot of that, especially as a small business. So here I'm just going through these pages here, and yeah, so this will be my Monday and this will be my week. It's, again, I'm thinking about anything I might put here or just leave it blank. But I did get through some of these empties over here. There wasn't much on this one, so it was mainly these. But I did get through a lot of these, so these may go very soon. And I'm trying to think like where I could use these. So I'll tuck these in for the week. Do I need to highlight anything? If I highlight appointments, they usually move. And this is not a, this is not a garbage week. It's every other week, so I don't have to do that. Anything to highlight here? I'll put dinner like in this area. Oh, I do want to put my client meeting here before I forget. So I put a line. That's not where I want my line. I want my line here. There we go, because that's kind of what I'm doing here. So here to here. That feels good. That feels really good. And then this is the part that gets messy because I just kind of write it really quick. So yeah, I'm going to end that here. So yeah, Fata Chronicle is not in the picture this week. We'll see if I go back to it. I could possibly see like just being fed up with dailies and going, okay, I need to put something more than a vertical. I need to put some kind of list somewhere, and these dailies are not doing it. But we're going to try it. And it's reminding me of my paper test B6 days where I did have some dailies, but they were blank pages, so I had to kind of like fill them out, and I tried to make a vertical along with the horizontal. I know she's been up to some things. Teresa's been designing some, it sounds like all undated things, and going to be producing them in Germany, which helps the EU out in terms of a lot of different things. There's a lot of packaging fees now in the EU saying, like, if you send this package to here, what would it cost to dispose of those items? And that's what you have to pay to the country so that they can dispose of them. Thankfully, I don't work in physical goods, but yeah, looking at also the point of origin. So things that are coming from different places, but their origin, like a lot of planners are coming to the US or Canada, but they're from China, produced there. So it's really interesting to see how things are shifting. So if I hear anything about Sterling Ink, I'll let you know next week. Or I'm really hoping there's one video I want to get out, but it kind of has some old info in it. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to put that out or not, or just do something new. But yeah, it's nothing that Sterling Ink, like in the last week, has changed or anything. If I were to order Sterling Ink right now, I would consider a complete if they do a 2027 and kind of fix these duplicates and where the dailies are. Would I get a hardcover? Possibly. I'm a little done with my soft cover right now. I don't know, there's something about everything hanging off of it and all the magnets and stuff, and I definitely loved putting that together, but I feel like when I'm wearing jewelry and I'm out and I want to come home and I just want to take it all off. And so that's kind of how I feel with this, is like I want to just take off all of the sensory items that are hanging. I mean, these are kind of hanging, but they at least serve a purpose. So there's September that I could do soon. I don't know. I'm just going with this. This feels good right now. I'm going week by week. This is what's happening. And what would I buy? Yeah, I would buy possibly a 27 complete. I mean, the soft cover would have more versatility to it. I do have some clear covers I could just put on it, but I don't like the feeling of clear cover. I do like the feeling of this. This is really nice. And I have seen this kind of worn out too, for someone who posted recently that, it does wear off because your hands are on it. But it feels better. It feels a whole lot better. And I mean, sometimes a little stuff gets on there, but for the most part, I'm glad I didn't get a light one. I will say that. I usually like to get a passport booklet. I have not been using it very often though. It's just kind of to mark a lot of big appointments for the year. It does help to kind of do that. Anything else? No TNs, no. I'm trying to think if there's any other sizes or things. I got core product, that would be really cool to actually, I do like the core paper. This would be so big. That's the only thing. Like a core complete. My goodness, this is big enough, and it's plumping up a little just with beginning this, but it would be twice as big, right? It would go out to here. So what else did she just read? She announced inserts to now include A6. So she could feasibly next year take the A6 and use it for even more, because that's the flex layout. So I could see a lot of flex coming next year if it does really well. I still don't think that's enough for me. It's just one spread per week. But she does have like daily inserts that you can add on. So you can, but you can't really insert them here. You'd have to have the dailies as a whole separate section in your ringed binder because they're back to back. And so like the week, you would flip the page and the next week would be here. And then you would have like day one here. And you could ignore this. You could do it that way and then have your dailies. But she doesn't have a true like one that you can flow the dailies in with the weeklies, in with the monthlies. So I know I'm rambling, but there's just so much. And this is what the beginning of September always is like. There's just so much. Yeah, I think the last two announcements, like people got excited for like the date. She does this almost every year, so I kind of expected it, was that she was talking about a lot of people just speculate having a 24-hour timeline here or some other kind of dated thing. Like, I understand the hype. I don't think the date part needs its own separate announcement. I know it's important, but it gets a lot of people wishing for 24-hour timelines. But she was just announcing the date that everybody can order, which, again, she's done in the past. It's nothing new. And, yeah, the flex layout, she announced the dailies recently. So much like, well, not like this. I think there's months and then there's days. I don't think there's any weeklies in there at all. And then she was announcing the booklets are going to be in Koji paper. So, which is very similar to this. It's not the thick Cosmo paper. So, I don't know. The other thing I need to do this week, and I'll wrap this up here, is I need to use this alongside my work planner. And now that they are both Sterling ink, here, I'll bring it. So this guy, I was just updating this last week. I'm just going to flip it to the new week. So using these next to each other, you can see that the dates are different sizes, but everything else feels about the same. This is where I post my like posting schedule. And then this vertical area is what I actually get done. But this is like what is actually put out on social media, whether it's put out or needs to be put out that day. So to be in both, I think there's something good for my brain for that. And anything to help my brain right now through this busy section. And what else? Oh, and then I'm in the little personal size for my food planning. If there's a way to put my food planning into here, I don't think so. Because like I need a whole area, like a whole spread. I keep forgetting that's glued. I need to glue this top part. I need like a double spread. Like I have all my recipes here, what I'm using up, and then the top for I'll show you here what I just did. So this is for this coming week. I need all of this because then I don't miss getting certain ingredients. I have many times forgotten ingredients if I don't have them all written out. And then this is the stuff that we're using up. I can't fit this on this side. And then I put the meals at the top. Like, it's a personal size. It's small. But could I fit it on one page? Maybe. But I'm putting other things on this page. So, okay, I'm getting the glue out. I'm gonna fix this here because that is come here. There we go. I have a I'll explain in a moment. This is a very rambly video, I know, but do I need to be, no, that one pretty, did I get the corner? I'm getting the corners. Here we go. So the cap comes off, but I keep thinking this is my lip balm they have over here. It's just a long tube, so I expected it to be a long tube in there. That's where I was a little confused. Okay, so I'm going to end it here. I've talked enough. I got more to report on next week because I think this is like what really puts it to the test. This last week was much more gentle than I expected it to be. So this is where the hits the fan. So I'll say that. Take care, everyone. I would love to hear what your thoughts are on this. Have you moved to dailies? Did dailies not work for you? Am I going to hit something here in a little bit where I'm just overwhelmed by the dailies? Let me know your thoughts. I loved all the comments on the last video. It really helped. So keep commenting, and I hope everyone is well, and I'll see you next time. Bye.